First off, my name is Jenaya Hofer. I'm a Canadian athlete. I started competing in women's physique 3 years ago, which is also when I first started training. I've come quite a long way since then. I recently got sponsored by 5% Nutrition, Rich Piana's new line. That was about last December, I believe. Just creeping up on half a year now. My last show I competed in was the Arnold Amateur in, this last March, so I guess the beginning of the year. I did quite well. So I'm just going to answer a few questions that were posted on the Project Bodybuilding Women's Physique thread. No, it's quite annoying actually. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with taking PEDs. For a bikini girl though, like it's all on different levels, right? Everybody wants to gain muscle, but it depends on how much muscle you need to gain for your class. It will definitely help. In my opinion though, for bikini, you don't need that much muscle mass. It's just not necessary. So personally, no, I don't think that you need to do that. But everyone has their own opinion. Everyone's entitled to do whatever they want. So we'll leave it at that with that one. And I'll definitely have to go with Canadian bacon. There is a difference. Do you pronounce it syrup or syrup? Referring to maple syrup, of course. And I guess my answer was right there. Which was really focused on products for the last few months. They got quite a few out now, and they all have quality ingredients. They work quite well. I use all of them every day. He's going to go back to doing clothing, or focusing more on clothing production now for a few more months, and taking a little hold off on supplements. From my understanding anyways, there could always be something that's being put together right now. I'm not 100% sure. I am all the way in Canada. Personally, I like Novodex better, just because it works a lot faster. You're pretty much just guaranteed with it. It's an all or nothing kind of compound. I don't know what you're referring to as a recreational athlete. I don't see the point of needing to take it if you're not competing, to be quite honest. I don't know what that'll benefit or how that'll benefit you. My last few off seasons I've really had to grow, so I did put on a lot of weight. This last off season I got up to 175 pounds, I believe it was, and then come show time I was sitting at 145. But 3 years ago for my first show, I was at 118. I've definitely grown a lot since then. But right now, like, since I don't need to do another crazy bulk so far, going up, like, I don't want to go over 20 pounds from stage weight. Conditioning is a very key thing for me. It's something that I like to nail all the time. Off season, I'll eat whatever the fuck I want. For the most part, like obviously keeping it legit. Macros though, I don't really count my macros, to be quite honest. That's hard to say. Contest prep, the lowest that I was at for carbs was this last prep. It was just down to 100 grams a day. Still getting carbs every single day. Refeeds on weekends, like it's nothing crazy. So I would say during off season, it's really hard to track. As for calorie intake, I'd like to say close to about 3,500 if you'd average it out with my cheat meals included. Well, if you date a bodybuilder, you get them all, because there's different stages. Personally, I like off-season, not too chubby. I really like lean and peeled as well, but that doesn't last forever, so you can't be completely in love with that. I guess this wasn't a question, but more of a warning. And yes, I am fully aware. Cereal is a big part of my diet. Now, if I wasn't only 23 fucking years old, I would probably be able to have a better answer to this question. But if I go back 10 years, I am only 13, and it's kind of a difficult one to answer. Ask me again in about 10 years and we'll see from there. So that concludes all the questions for now. I hope I answered everything you guys needed to know.